Hari Om everyone, welcome to this session on spiritual talks. Sadachara. We'll start with the chanting first. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। So today we'll take a discussion on Sadachara, the right behavior, and of course we can take up other questions also related to spirituality, some that we have asked in the group also. So if we now look at Sadachara. Sadachara is the ideal way we should behave in our life. It's a vast topic. There are so many books written on it in our scriptures. There are sections devoted to this in the larger granthas like Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavad, and so on. So all of them involve guiding us on our path so that we live a more fulfilling life. So like we saw in the previous session also on last Sunday that we studied about dharma, and we understood that dharma is the nature of something, something that dharayate iti dharma, something that holds everything together. Also what is our kartavya, our duty, that is also dharma. And also whatever is the material cause of any substance, that is also dharma. So this is our Sanatana dharma. This is not related to just our Hinduism, but it is a system that can be followed by many of the other prachin dharmas, other religions or systems that follow this. So, and what is the basis of this dharma? That there is something that is the nature of something, and maintaining that nature is called following the path of dharma or sadachara. Right. So if we are let us say there is water. So water is naturally, what is its state? Liquid, and it flows. So that is its dharma. So to maintain that dharma, whatever we do, that is called sadachara. But if we do something that is that destroys that dharma, then that is called durachara. So if we vaporize it, heat it up, then it will change. Or if we freeze it, then it will change. So then we are changing the dharma of the object. Right? Those are what we call atyantik dharma, the properties taken on when we mess with the prakriti. We mess with the nature. So therefore, sadachara involves following this path of dharma by maintaining the balance of nature, maintaining the balance of everything around us. So that nothing goes against its original nature, and then if anything goes against its nature, it will cause imbalance, and that imbalance will affect us only, because we are only living within this prakriti, within this nature. So we are all part of nature. So therefore, understanding the process of sadachara, or understanding what we should do, first we have to know our own nature. So our own nature, that is Atma Jnana. That I am Atma, and I am a soul, and I am infinite, and I am included in everything is included within me. So that is the first thing that we learn through our scriptures. Atma Avlokanam. Atma Avlokanam. So when we do Atma Avlokanam, we learn about our true nature and then we become more capable of following Dharma. When we develop Samatva, we develop the Bhava of seeing everything within, outside us and within us. So that is the next guide for Sadachar or the right behavior. And the second one is what we call Samashti Vyashti Vivek. Right? So Samashti Vyashti Vivek is understanding the nature of the universe as one conscious being. We don't think of Prakriti as just Jada. By nature it is Jada, but there is a conscious being that is controlling every aspect of Prakriti at different levels. Right? And at the highest level it is Ishvara, that is the Paramatma, the Atma that is controlling the Prakriti at the total level, or you can say Brahman. So Brahman in its in unmanifest is Nirgun Brahma, but in manifest form he is Ishvara. So it is Ishvara with Maya Shakti who is controlling all the aspects of nature. Same way at successive levels, there are different forces that are controlling. There are different powers that control this sections of nature. They are the different devtas, right? So that one Ishvara becomes the creator, the destroyer, and the maintainer. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. They are the three dev, the primal devatas. Right, and then it is next up is our other devas who control all the aspects of nature, like our sense organs. Each of them has a devta, and so on. So now, when we have to follow this path of Sadachar or this path of good nature, Sadachar basically has two aspects, or you can say Sadachar has an opposite, which is Durachar. So it should be always our effort to do good to others. Do good to others, or you can say do to them what you would like to be done to you. So we have to constantly strive to do good to others. That good also we have to understand in a larger context. उसको भी हमें पूरा समझना पड़ेगा. So that good we have to do, and we have to stop doing bad things to others, stop harming each other, right? To stop harming each other. So the basis of Sadachar is explained in the Yoga Sutras also as Yam and Niyam. The five Yam, the inner disciplines, and the five Niyams or the outer disciplines. That is, they cover all aspects of Sadachar, the Yam and Niyam. And so when we look at the Sadachar, Sadachar is starting, what is Sadachar? Sadachar is something that makes us a positive constituent of the creation. Something that gives benefit to the people around us, or to the creation around us, or the creation that we live in or survive in. So therefore Sadachar should be like the scent of a flower. एक फूल की खुशबू की तरह. It should express itself on its own. It should not be something that should be forced out. Just my mere presence will reflect my nature. Whatever my nature, it will easily be understood or felt by the people around us. Just like love. So love, the real love is one that expresses on its own, and the artificial love that needs to be expressed. So if it is the love of a mother, it expresses on its own by what she does for her children, or it can be for the love of a father or love of a brother or sister, by what you do to others, by what you emanate, just simply by being around. That whenever you are with others, you are always there. I am there for you. Then you will always see, some people in your life who will always tell you, who calm you down, who calm you down. But the love that needs to be expressed, the love of a boy for a girl, he has to say it out, I love you. But if it is really love, he won't have to say it out. Same way for the girl. So the love that needs to be said in words is an artificial love, the love that is expressed on its own, like the scent of a flower. That is the real love, and that is Sadachar. That is Sadachar, the Sadachar that we express in our love towards the world. Or Bhagavad Puran gives us the definition that Sadachar is the expression of our love for the Lord towards the world by seeing Him in the world. Right? So if we express our love for the Lord by seeing Him in every being of the world, then that will express itself as Sadachar. So that is one very, very important aspect of Sadachar. So now in Sadachar, I think we all have had this question, we heard it yesterday also, that some people seem to be doing well in spite of doing bad things, right? Whereas other people who do good things, they seem to be suffering. So that is itself an expression of their mental state. So someone who is doing well need not necessarily be happy. That person will always be having some kind of negative vibes within him due to his or her remembrance of the wrongs that they have done to other people. Similarly, the good person will always have positive vibes. So his wealth is his inner mental state. It is his inner mental state. So that inner mental state we have to cultivate by doing good to all the people around us, by being a positive force in everyone's life. Now, what does that positive force being involve? So we hear a lot about Samaj Seva, social service. But social service today has become a misnomer. Social service is not just providing anything to anyone that anyone needs. Our Shastras clearly stipulate that social service or doing good to others or paropkar involves doing to others or giving to others what is to be good for them. So we call it by the technical name, what is Shreyaskar. Shreya. We saw in Kathopanishad also, no? Shreya and prayer, there are two mals. So there are two paths by which we can move towards, move in our life. Two paths. So out of these two paths, one is the path of Shreya and the path of prayer. That same thing that we apply to ourselves, when we start seeing ourselves in the whole universe, we have to apply to others also. So like someone is addicted. He cannot live without drink. So for that person, helping him with money to buy drink will seem at one point a good thing that he will probably suffer a lot. But will it be Shreyaskar for him? Will it be beneficial for him? No. So we have to refrain from that. Or we can take the example of, let's say, some of these sadhus today. They are smoking pot and they are doing all kinds of addictive things. So are they really sadhu? Some people, no, they criticize our holy men and they say that, and we get upset. But it is not, we should not get upset. There is this defect in society. We should be aware of it and we should criticize it and we should ask those who are involved in such things to, we should highlight them and stop them, right? So say, or let us say if there is someone who's a sadhu, he is begging for food, even though he can do some work on his own, or he can take the job of, doing some spiritual works, like imparting knowledge to others, and yet he doesn't do any of these. He just survives on begging. So that person also helping that is actually not paropkar. It is pandering to his laziness. Therefore, we have to be very, very careful when we do our paropkar to help those persons, because what is the ultimate paropkar? Ultimate paropkar for all of us is to reach liberation, moksha. So same thing should be for other people also, right? Because I've repeated this again and again, we don't need too much to survive or to do well. The less we use, the less addictions we will have, right? Whenever we have lots of wealth, for most people, when they have lots of wealth, the dharmic person will tend to spread that wealth. He will tend to give dhanam, he will tend to support those people who need it. Whereas the adharmic people, what will do? He will increase his vyasanas. He will increase his addictions. More money, so I want a bigger house, I want more servants, I want more facilities, I want to enjoy the most exotic foods, which will ultimately harm my health in the long run. I want to enjoy exotic liquors and so on. So therefore, the more wealth we have, if our direction is not right, if we are not dharmic, then we will not be able to utilize our wealth in the proper manner. We won't be able to do good with that wealth. So therefore, our Shastras always suggest Dhanam as the first prerequisite, that when you start to gain something that is more than what you need. And remember, the more you give, Prakriti will always give you back. It will give you even more. So that this cycle will help you keep growing. So therefore, Sadachar is always to strive for giving maximum benefit to others, benefit in the sense of something that will be good for them in the long run, right? So if you are giving food to someone, then that person should be really needy. If we are watching someone on the road who's shivering in the cold, then arranging a blanket for them, that is good for that person. So certain things we will always have to be aware of, that whatever we are doing good for others, it should be for their benefit. Same way for our personal self also. Same way. Sadachar also involves ourselves. So the starting of Sadachar starts with understanding that we have to apply ourselves to doing maximum good for others. And that maximum good is not just at the physical or material level. What is the best gift you can give to someone? The gift of happiness, the gift of good vibes, the gift of praise, the gift of creating a happy situation. So that is also paropkar or sadachar. So sadachar, the next stage of sadachar is keeping people around you happy. It is not in the sense of happy in the sense ki ab chamchagiri karo unki, not that you just become their sycophants, right? That should always be in the sense of praising the good that they have done, criticizing also the wrong that they have done or how they could have done it better, applying the same to yourself also. So that sadachar will help you grow. So our sadachar has different stages or levels of expression. So what is the immediate level? First is of course ourself. Strive towards growth, strive towards moksha, strive towards liberation, strive towards control of your sense organs. Shama, Dama, Uprati, Titiksha, all the things that make us fit to study the Shastras, they all involve Sadachar. They are all parts of Sadachar because they make us mentally strong and capable. They make us mentally strong and capable. So coming to the mind, if you have to clean the mind, if you have to strengthen the mind, if you have to make the mind capable, then there are three what we call faults of the mind that we have to remove. Man ke teen dosh. The three faults. And what are the three faults? The first one is vasana. Or you can say malam, the impurities of the mind. That is born out of the different vasanas that we develop in our transactions in this world or previous birth. And then second is vikshep, distraction. Mind runs around all different places, and because of that, it loses its capacity to function to the ultimate best, to function at the ultimate level. The more our distractions are, the more we will be in that state where our utilization will be sub-minimal. We will utilize 5% of our mind or even less. So that is vikshep. That is a problem caused by vikshep. And the third fault of that is avaranam, our ignorance. So our ignorance will make us unaware of our true nature and make us indulge in things that we would not be doing if we had that knowledge. So now if we have to take the first dosha is malam, impurity. So that impurity is the impurity born out of our vasanas. Impurity is born out of our vasanas. So that those impurities, they always keep us distracted in fulfilling them fulfilling our vasanas at all times, even if they are not good. So what is the first step? We have to separate. We have to learn to use our vivek. So God has given us two weapons, two big weapons to decide what we want to do. The first is Shastra. Shastra can also include the behavior of Mahapurushas, the one who follow the Shastras. So both same thing. Or some people separate it into another category. कि महापुरुषों के आचरण को देखो. The ones who are adored in the world follow their acharan. Don't follow the movie stars. Follow the ones who are doing good in the world. So when we do that, we get a guideline. And the biggest guideline God has given us is our Vivek Shakti. If we use our Vivek Shakti, then we will be able to do the maximum good in the world and solve the problems that are coming our way. That Vivek Shakti. Oh, sorry, I clicked also. Okay, so that Vivek Shakti that is available to us is one of the great gifts given to us by God. But that Vivek Shakti is clouded by our vasanas. It is clouded by our raga and dvesha, our desires. So reducing our ragas and dveshas should be the first step in going towards cleaning our mind and making it capable of utilizing our Vivek Shakti. जो भगवान ने अपने दी हुई है गिफ्ट की तरह. He has already allowed us, all of us, as a human birth, that power, which if we use properly, we can use. And what will that removal of our vasanas help? It will take us to doing karma that is nishkama. So nishkama karma is the solution for removing the first dosha or mala. Nishkam karma will remove that dosha of vasana, that first fault of the mind, right? So that is the nishkam vasana. Second is vikshep. So vikshep is our scattering of our mind. So when does our mind scatter? First we understand that. हमारा मन कब भाग जाता है इधर उधर? When we are not doing something. So when we are doing something, our mind is focused and then it is fine. But when we are not doing something, हमारा मन भाग जाता है इधर उधर. Some job we are doing, in between some message comes, we watch that and we end up scanning our phone for another hour. So that is why whenever we stop doing work, our mind is running around. So therefore, the running around of the mind is to be can be stopped by what is the only way to stop that? What is the solution for that? It is the love of God or bhakti. Right? Love of God or bhakti. So whenever in every spare moment, we turn our attention to God, we turn our attention towards the inner, you can say antaryami or the guide, He will always help us in navigating that period of what we call idleness. Yes, we have heard in English also, idle mind is a devil's workshop. So therefore that idleness, that period of idleness will have to be navigated by our love of God or bhakti. So every second of our free moments in the mind, we should turn to God. We should turn to God and seek His guidance. Yes, you are the ruler of Hiranyagarbha. You are the one who will give me the vritti to do my next activity. So give me a dharmic vritti. And He will give you the vritti for doing the next moment of work in the right manner. So therefore, bhakti or love of God or devotion of God is going to help us overcome that second defect of the mind, which is vikshepa. Right? And then avarana. Avarana is our ignorance. Ignorance of our true nature makes us do things that are not justified by our human birth. So this human birth has come after a lot of effort, after a lot of punyam. So therefore, the more punyam that we have done, then only we get this human birth. So now, what is our next stage? Is to take a more divine state, to reach a more divine state. So for that, we have to go into the study of the scriptures, learning my nature. And once my nature shines forth, my sadachara, my vyavhara will always change for the positive. So those who do these scriptural studies, you will always find at least some more positivity in them than the ones who don't. Of course, it is not banned, because there are other people who can, we have given the second power also they have. They have Vivek Shakti. So there may be other people who are not actually studying the scriptures, but their Vivek Shakti is very, very good. So they also are very much into Sadachar. So all these Sadachar will help us to reach to a state where our interactions in the world are more positive, right? So now about this Sadachar that we are applying at which stages? The first stage is that of family. So family. So in family, after ourselves, it has to be with family. So with family, we have to apply the Sadachar that we should be respectful to our elders. We should touch their feet. When we touch their feet, we receive their Ashirvad, we receive their blessings. And their energy flows through their feet to our heart. And therefore, when we do that seva or that kind of appreciation of them, we also gain the blessings that will make the devatas more beneficial to us. So Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, it is said, the father and the mother or our parents or our elders, they are all devas. So by serving them, we receive their Ashirvad. Their Ashirvad translates into the benevolence of the devas. We have seen in so many stories in the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, where whenever someone did a good deed, or wherever Bhagwan Ram, they did a good deed, then the devatas showered flowers on them. That is Sadachar acting through the devas. That is the Sadachar reflecting or getting, giving us back what we have done manifold. So when we do good things to the people around us, first to our parents, then we also happen to get their blessings back. Same thing with all our siblings, brothers, sisters. So I think Shilpa ji asked a question about this thing, that about Vibhishan. Right. So remember, Vibhishan did not join Bhagwan Ram as enmity to his brother, or as he tried to reason with him. He tried to tell him he was wrong. He tried to move him from the path of adharma. Right? So our first duty is always dharma. Relations will become secondary when that person is following adharma. So our duty is first to make that person move away from the path of adharma. So once you move away from path of adharma, then you are always available for your brothers, sisters, everyone. But if they are not doing good, you have to move them away. But if they are still so adamant, if they are so much slaves of their vasanas, so much slave of their ego that they can't give up that path, then you cannot. Bringing Rama into my life by Vibhishan is a Sadachar, it is a Paropkar for the person who has gone into wrong ways, and Bhagwan Ram will, by slaying him, will remove the imbalance that person is creating in the universe. So therefore, just someone being a relative means you should stand by them is not right. Standing by them means guiding them. Standing by them means guiding them on the right path. If you yourself have adhyanam, if you have studied, or if you have bhakti, then you can understand someone is not doing right, and you can guide them. But you cannot support them doing wrong. You cannot support them doing wrong. So that saying, "Ghar ka bedi lanka dhai," it is actually not a positive expression of what happened there. Yes, of course, someone is causing harm to the family, but what is he destroying? Lanka dhai. He is destroying Lanka. He is destroying the city of sin. He is destroying the city of sin. So that is in fact Sadachar. That is Punyam. So therefore, all our actions should be guided towards making the people around us reach the level of Shreya. Reach the level of doing good. Reach the level of doing what is beneficial for them. Not what is just enjoyable for them. That is the definition of Shreya and Preya. Shreya means doing something that is beneficial for someone, prayer means doing something that they enjoy. So enjoyment is allowed to a certain extent, but that enjoyment, if it leads to addiction or harm, is not allowed. So therefore, we start with our family. Same way we spread that towards the people around us, the samaj. No, be always available for when someone needs you, especially when there is, when going to a marriage is important. But even more important is going to someone's death in the family. So some people, when you go there, they feel you can say heartened that you were there to support them in that time of need. So therefore, being available for the people around in your society, being available to do good deeds whenever there is something is being constructed for the common good. So in the olden days, it was like wells, kuwa, then ponds, and then gardens, udyanam. All these things were common activities, or you can say social activities, could be done or supported, or people could be benefited. Like you would have in the temples, they would be having the food for the poor people. So people would support. So therefore, today, of course, the government takes away the money of the mandirs. So that is why a lot of people don't like giving to the temples. But at the local level, there are lots of temples where they keep doing this good. So doing good to the people around in your society, contributing to them is that. And for all of these activities, it has been prescribed that we should follow certain disciplinary activities ourselves, as well as certain activities of following the religious, you can say religious granthas, the scriptures, in the best way possible. So do chanting from them. So you do japa. Japa involves constant remembrance of the Lord, and therefore seeking His constant guidance, which I talked about as the love for God as the solution for our second fault, which is the vikshep. Then, so that starts right from the morning. So you say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karmule, Kar Madhye Saraswati, Karmule, to Brahma or Govinda, depending on two places where that shloka is. And so therefore, Prabhate Kar Darshanam. So you first pray that the Lord bless you, because through these hands you are going to do karma. So all of these prayers, they involve invoking within us mentally the state where we can be positive in our attitude towards life. Right? So therefore, when we do that, then we say that may our hands do good deeds only. May our good deeds be directed towards creation of wealth. Hence the prayer to Lakshmi. May our good deeds be directed towards the gaining of knowledge. Hence the invoking of Saraswati. May our good deeds be directed towards doing good action. Hence the invocation to Brahma. So therefore, all these three invocations will involve the bringing in of positive forces, right? And then when you get down on the earth, you pray to Devi Ma, the Dharti Ma. So therefore, there you have to Samudre Vasane Devi. So you pray to Prithvi Devi that please forgive me for the boj or the load that I am putting on you when I step down onto the ground. And therefore, I am ever grateful that you are giving me this kshetra, this stage, this state, this place whereby I can do my actions. So in this way, all of these and the other mantras, japa we do, they create a feeling within us of gratitude. The feeling of gratitude towards all these positive forces that are enabling us. So that is what we are talking about when we say Vyashti Samashti Vivek. I understand the whole creation as one infinite being who is enabling my activities and enabling me to exist and live in this world. So I am ever thankful to those forces. I'm ever thankful to those forces that they are allowing me to do my activities, right? So that feeling of gratitude creates a positive vibe within us, and it reflects. And what I said, no, just like a flower gives off scent, our sadachar will also reflect as a perfume, or that will give a good scent to the life of others around us. Therefore, always we should strive to be thankful to everything, and that thankfulness, where will it reflect next? It will reflect to all the people also around us. Be thankful to everyone for anything that they do for you, right? So once Swami Chinmayananji said that a lady brought a bowl of kheer for him, and she was very happy, and also she said, मैंने अपने हाथों से बनाया, I made it with my own hands. So then Swamiji said, yes, you made it with your own hands, but are you also grateful to all the people involved who help you make this? You had the people in your kitchen helping us. You had the farmer who grew the crop. You had the milkman who brought the milk, and so on. So in every activity that we do, every little thing that we do, there are so many people involved who enable us to do that thing, that small little thing of cooking of that kheer involves so many people. So same way, we should be grateful to all the people around us. We don't recognize actually, we don't see it, we don't feel it, how every little person who comes in our life is giving us that opportunity to do what we want, because they have given us the resources. हर चीज के लिए हमें grateful होना पड़ेगा. So that is the next level, that we allow that gratefulness of ours to express to all the people around us. And remember, when you express your gratefulness to others, do you become small? आप तो छोटे नहीं हो जाते ना. So once you express that, that person also becomes, you can say favorably disposed towards you. वो भी तुम्हारी तरफ अच्छा भाव ले आता. So the people who keep doing good, keep helping others, they are always appreciated by the people around. They always are welcomed wherever they come. So they will, even if someone is going to someone else's house and has expressed love, that person, if he's a senior person, he will think of that person as a son or a daughter. That is what happens when we serve the people around us, or we give love to the people around us. So therefore, all of these activities should be taken in the sense of infusing positivity into the creation around us, right? Infusing positivity. Then the next thing is what are the methods that the Shastra has given? A Shastra has given, first of all, through the Yoga Sutras, we have the 5 Yama and 5 Niyam. So if you remember all of them and we follow them, then they will also aid us in our creation of a Sadachar within us. So what is our nature? Our nature is the sum of all the karmas that we have done in the past, right? And so therefore, it may have positive and negative elements. So what can we do about removing the negative elements? To consciously strive in this life to retain the positive elements and remove the negative elements. So what are the 5 yamas? Satya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya, Asteya, Aparigraha. And Niyam, the first the yamas. So if you look at Satya. So if of the yamas, the Satya is truth. So we all know that. So truth means following the path of always speaking the truth. Not in the sense of being rude to the point of hurting someone with the truth. No. Truth is when someone expects some information from you that is beneficial to them, then that information has to be given to them according to, in the most truthful manner, and so that it may be helpful to them, right? And then ahimsa. So ahimsa means being non-harmful to anyone around us. So anything that we do, we should do with the sense of doing good to the people around us. All these will take a long time to explain in every sense, but I'm just taking it short. So ahimsa represents, in that sense, the sense of doing non-evil or not non-harming, not harming the people around us. Then asteya, not aspiring for someone else's wealth. Asteya, or non-stealing, it is called asteya. Chori na karna. So asteya represents in that these are all the niyam, sorry, not the yam. I said yam earlier. So asteya represents non-stealing. Everyone has the wealth. When we see that I am alone reflecting through all the beings in the universe, when I see Brahman in all the beings, then I will enjoy that other person's enjoyment of their belongings. I will not attempt to take that belonging from that person or aspire for that belonging myself. Even aspiring is stealing. कोई और enjoy कर रहा है, मन में आ जाए कि मुझे मिल जाए. Even mentally thinking is stealing. So that asteya will come in that sense. And then brahmacharya, always remaining in the control mode, never indulging in any kind of what we call Brahma is the eternal Lord. Brahmacharya is remaining alive in that knowledge, so that is the highest meaning. But in the other sense, the Brahmacharya means refraining from going into too much of sense enjoyment. That is the basic for at the worldly level. At the highest level, Brahmacharya is always remaining in the bhava that I am Brahman. So that is of course more advisable. But at the level of what we are calling yam niyam, here it represents not indulging in self enjoyment. That is Brahmacharya. And then aparigraha. Aparigraha, not trying to accumulate too many things. That creates so much clutter in our lives. We collect so many things and we end up not needing them, not using them. So we should always be aware that if something that we have accumulated, if it is giving me some utility, I can maybe keep utilizing that. Otherwise, I pass it on to someone who will be able to utilize more, or otherwise give it away completely. Right? So that is the 5 niyams. Then 5 yamas, the internal discipline. So they are asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. So all of these, shauch, santosh, tapa, swadhyay, ishwar pranidhan. So shauch is cleanliness. So shauch is cleanliness, maintaining the inner and outer cleanliness. So that helps us in getting in a positive mindset always, because when my mind is clean of all impurities, I will always have a positive attitude. Same with my body also. If my body is also clean, I will have that positive attitude. That outer purity also is very, very helpful. That is why it is said in the Shastras, you have to wake up early. Brahma Muhurt mein uthe. So wake up in the Brahma Muhurt before sunrise. And then do your puja, japa, and then start your daily routine. So therefore, that is the starting point of this shauch. And then,
and then how clean karo, then rituals.
Yes, then doing the bathing and all of these things, the external cleaning, all of them you have to do. The Sandhya Vandanam, all of these after taking the bath, you also do these also. So physical purity and the mental purity, you start with that. And so that is the short. Then santosh. Santosh is one of the biggest wealth that we can have. A lot of times that we have so many things and yet we are not satisfied. So actually we are poor. But when we are satisfied, then other person having so much wealth doesn't disturb me. Right? Even if I get wealth, I will tend to pass it on. I will tend to use it for the benefit of society. So santosh will always keep my mind in a very, very peaceful state. Shant rahega, idhar udhar bhagega nahi, parshan nahi hoga. So that is santosh. And then tapaha. Tapaha means strengthening my mind to bear all adverse situations. So I take on adverse situations, in fact. I do tapas, I sit down in the daytime sun and take that heat in and learn to bear that heat. I do not always run to the AC and sit there and think that that is better for me. So I learn to control the effect of what we say opposites, heat and cold, and so at the physical level, at the mental level also. Conducive situations and non-conducive situations. I don't get affected by either of them. So that is tapas. Tapas, holding on to a higher thought for a longer length of time. Another definition of हम. कोई उच्च विचार को पकड़े रखो, छोड़ो मत. कोई भी situation आ जाए, उसको मत छोड़ो. Don't let go of that higher thoughts. And then Swadhyay is the next one. So always strive to keep learning. Not just the scriptures, but everything in life. Whatever experience you have, learn. What is the takeaway I can get out of this situation or whatever happened to me? How can I make it a positive force for change in my life? So that is Swadhyay. But of course, also scriptural knowledge, also learning about the different things that the scriptures have prescribed for us. So that is the next one. And then, Swadhyay and Ishwar Pranidhan. So last is Ishwar Pranidhan. So Ishwar Pranidhan is surrender to Lord. So surrender to Lord in all our activities helps us keep away our ego. Keep away our ego from interfering in the efficiency of our performing of our actions. So once we have Ishwar Pranidhan or surrender towards Ishwara, that is the highest actual feeling that we can have. That is the best of these. So the yam and niyam that are given to us, they all involve these disciplines that will take us to a better and higher state of mind. Same way Shastras have described so many other things, like we have the Dharma Shastra, like Manusmriti, Yagyavalkya Smriti, Apastama Smriti, all of them for different times, of course. So today maybe they are not applicable, but some parts are always applicable. There may be some parts that have changed. And it's not that they are not applicable, it's today our society is so decayed that we don't follow that, because otherwise we will create imbalance only. If society is not ready for something, so if today's society has become enjoyment centric, if someone is not giving me enjoyment, then I criticize that. I think that it is a taking away of my freedom. I think that it is a taking away of my rights. But we have to remember that Shastra always says rights are secondary to duty. Right? Rights are secondary to duty. So therefore the rights that are given to us, they come as a result of our duties only. So when the more we do duties, the more we will get right. So it is always said, no, that the more power that will be given to us will be in proportion to the amount of duties that we have taken up. So our responsibilities will increase our rights. The more responsibility we take up, they will increase our rights. So in this way, we can always take up to the path of responsibility to increase our rights. But we should not think of our rights as something that we deserve. ये हमारा हक है. It is because of that attitude only that we usually end up the feeling of ending up into the feeling of entitlement. And entitlement always harms us. It destroys us. So we always think that, this thing I deserved, so why it was not given to me, why someone took it away. If something has been taken away from us, thank God. It is done by Him only that He has taken away something from us to remove our dependence on that object. So we should learn to take that in that very, very positive sense. So in this way, Sadachara is something that is always the upholder of dharma in the world. The upholder of dharma. There are so many aspects of Sadachara we can keep on discussing, but these basics, if we learn that, keep using our vivek to follow the right path, reduce our vasanas, understand that what we have to do towards others and to the self should be with the path, with the attitude of Shreya, something that will be beneficial rather than enjoyable. So once we follow these guidelines, and of course the one about doing to others what we would have like done to ourselves, do unto others. So that thing that उस सबके साथ भी वैसा ही करें जैसा हम चाहे हमारे साथ हो. So these things will help us reach that stage of positivity and sadachar in this world, where we will be a valuable asset to the society, and we will spread our fragrance to all the people around. So that is the essence of sadachar. So any questions that we need to take up today? I think one very long one was asked by Shilpa ji about Manusmriti. That will take some time to address. Shall we do that, or someone else has a shorter question?
So regarding this entry of women in some like some Shan Ghat, because like some people say that they can go, some say that they can't. So what is it exactly?
So these are all decided upon society and decided by society. Mostly the men think that the woman's mind is very, very, you can say, delicate. So exposing her to that is not done. So usually when the fire is being lit there, the women don't go. When the fire is being lighted, the men go, they do that lighting, because it is a violent act in a way, the burning of the body. So therefore they don't recommend that. Later they can go for the darshanam and all. So because we all have a bhava towards our departed, dear departed. So then we can go. We can also participate in the rituals. But for that protection's sake only it is done. But of course, women are very, very strong mentally. We all know that also. So in that sense, we take their guidance for the rituals. You will always see, whenever there is some of these rituals going on, people will ask the senior ladies of the house. They have so much experience. They have so much to offer. They will tell us. They will guide us. But the physical going is not necessary. So that is avoided.
And so one more thing, yesterday, like we were discussing today also, you said that we should do our like puja and we should connect with the Bhagwan, and then we should go ahead with our daily normal activities.
Yeah,
But then, sir, like how much is too much? Like sometimes, like
Too much is whatever you can devote. जितना भी आप devote कर सको. Because look, you can always make up by doing that mentally. Manas puja is always much better. But certain portion you have to allocate. Certain portion you have to do the puja in the morning. 5-10 minutes we can always take out. It takes 10 minutes, I think, for the normal aarti and puja. So that much you do your puja to apply the vibhuti or chandanam, and then that should be enough. That is more than sufficient. But if you have time, why not do more? We say it is not a nitya karma, it is a naimittik also. Sometimes we have these occasions where we have the big pujas. We go there, We go there and we attend them. We sit for hours also. Or we have a holiday, then we have time. We go. The people, whenever they have a holiday, some will go to a party, other will go to the temple. It depends on your dharmic pravritti, how much your dharma is. That is the.
So just one thing I asked yesterday also, the Tripun Tilak, like I have seen in some temples, like especially in Jyotirlingas, some say that women can apply like the 3, like this way we do. But some say that we can't. So I'm still like, sometimes I feel like when I go, I always wonder whether I should apply or not, and then it should not lead to some kind of like commotion and all. So I don't do that, but actually I don't know what exactly is to be done. So.
Yeah. So when in doubt, don't do something that has been even. Yeah. So that is, then you can ask the person. So this rule is different for different places. They have a different logic also. So I can't comment for this logic for different places. Maybe for a particular place, if we ask, then maybe we can find out. But otherwise, like if some things have been prohibited, there is no harm in avoiding. No, it's spiritual sadhana. We already say that we don't find time to do so many things. So why worry about those things that are being prohibited by someone? Kuch aur kar lo na. So there is always so much more we can do. So Lord is in our heart. always we can pray and do good to him, and or we can, offer him our love. And that offering is not just
My
to a
Guruji says that okay. My Guruji says that we can apply. Like he has like asked us, like we can do.
so follow
So I
him.
do that.
Always,
Huh.
take a person as a guru, and that person who is someone senior, and ask their advice in such matters. So that is the rule, right? So therefore, someone who is guiding you personally in every such thing, you can follow their guide advice. Of course, you can also ask them as a क्यों, why koi, you can ask them also. They will be able to tell you. Certain things maybe the ritual part is so vast that not everyone cannot remember. Some things we all forget. We all forget. So we have to consult a shastra. Of course, when we consult, we'll find not that. Right? Okay. So I think we'll wind up for today. The Manusmriti part, we'll do it offline or separately, or I'll record it separately if you want. Okay, so let's wind up for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om.